Hi there. Welcome to Learn English Every Day.
Here, you'll hear slow, clear English to help you learn with ease.
Let's begin. Hi there.
Do you ever feel like you learn a dozen new English words and then poof, they just wipe away from your brain like you just never use them again?
Oh, it is incredibly frustrating. I mean, you hear the words, you understand them for a second, and then they just disappear completely.
Yes, exactly.
But the secret to fixing this is not having a perfect memory. You really do not need a super brain for this.
Well, that is a huge relief to hear. Welcome to today's deep dive, everyone.
Yes, welcome. We are so happy you are listening today.
Today, we are looking at some amazing ways to build your English vocabulary. We are using ideas from a really great masterclass by Marina Mogilko.
It's a fantastic source.
It really is.
Yeah.
And our mission today is simple. We want to help you stop struggling. We want to show you how to actually remember thousands of words a day without feeling totally overwhelmed.
Exactly. And the real secret here is actually about spotting patterns.
Spotting patterns,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it is about connecting new words to things you already know. Because when you do this, you can learn so much faster.
Okay, let's unpack this. We are going to start with a strategy that makes your words work double time.
Oh, I love this one.
Me too.
Yeah.
We can call it the 2-for-1 trick.
Right.
Because, well, before we worry about learning completely new, difficult words, we need to get the maximum power out of the words you already know.
Right. This is all about efficiency. It is about saving your brain energy.
So how does it work?
Well, many English words actually do two jobs. They act as nouns. And a noun, that is an object or a thing.
Right.
The thing, but they also act as verbs, and a verb is an action.
So wait, one word, but it does two different things.
Yes, exactly.
Let's make this very clear for the listener. Can you give me an example?
Absolutely. Let's take a very simple word. The word milk. M-I-L-K. Milk.
Okay, milk.
As a noun, it is very obvious. It is a white drink that comes from a cow. You probably know this word already.
Right. I put milk in my coffee every morning. That is the thing, the noun.
Yes, exactly. But to milk is also an action. It is a verb.
Wait, an action?
Yeah, it means the physical action of getting the milk out of the cow. You milk the cow.
Oh, wow. So if I know the drink, I automatically know the action word too.
You do.
I do not have to study a completely new, strange word for the action.
Exactly. You learn one word, but you actually learn two. You get two meanings for the price of one.
That is amazing. Are there other words like this?
Oh, there are so many examples of this in English. Think about the word love. Love is a feeling. It is a noun. But to love is an action.
Oh, I see. Or what about the word hope?
Yes, hope is a great one.
Because I can have hope for the future. That is the noun. Or I can hope that it does not rain today. That is the action.
Yes, perfect. Think about other simple words like kiss or drive or work.
Work. Like I go to work. That is the place.
Right. Or I work very hard, and that is the action.
Wow. It is like buying a tool that is both a hammer and a screwdriver. You get twice the power with the exact same amount of work.
What's fascinating here is why this matters for your brain.
Why does it matter?
It builds your confidence. When you learn that water is a drink, but you can also water the plants, you are not starting from zero.
Right. You already know the word water.
Exactly. You are not looking at a scary unknown word. You are just adding a new layer to a word your brain already feels very safe with.
That feels so much safer for learning. But wait, some words go even further than this, right?
Oh, they definitely do.
Like some words have completely different meanings. They are not just a noun and a verb that match. They mean totally different things.
Yes, they do. Some words have 2, 3, or even 4 totally different meanings. Let's look at the word fire. F-I-R-E.
Fire. Okay, like hot flames. Campfire.
Right.
Or a dangerous fire in a building.
Exactly. That is the first meaning. But to fire someone means to let an employee go from their job. Like, you did a bad job, you are fired.
Oh, wow. But wait, doesn't that make it more confusing?
Confusing how?
Well, if one word means two completely different things, how do I know which one someone is using?
That is a great question. The secret is the context.
The context.
Yeah, the other words in the sentence will always tell you. If someone says, look at that big fire in the forest, you know it means hot flames.
Right, because of the forest.
Exactly. But if someone says, the boss will fire him today, you know it is about a job. The situation gives you the answer.
That makes perfect sense. Let's look at another one. What about the word date? D-A-T-E.
Oh, date is a perfect example. It actually has 4 different meanings.
4. Wow.
Yes. First, it is a day on a calendar. Like, what is today's date?
Right. Today's date, very common.
Second, it is a sweet brown fruit you can eat. It is very popular in many countries.
Okay, the fruit.
Third, it is a romantic meeting. You go out to dinner with someone you like. That is a date.
And the 4th meaning.
Well, fourth, it is the action of going out with that person. I really want to date him.
Oh, wow.
So you memorize the simple letters D-A-T-E, and you just learned 4 completely different English words.
That is amazing. I want to try to make a silly sentence using all of them.
Let's hear.
Okay. On this date, I ate a date while on a date with someone I want to date.
That is a perfectly correct English sentence.
Really?
Yes, it sounds funny, sure, but it shows how powerful this trick is. Let's do one more. The word miss. M-I-S-S.
Okay, miss? That can mean losing something, like a bus. Oh no, I will miss the bus. I am too late.
Yes, exactly. It can also mean a feeling of sadness because someone is not there. I miss my mother. I wish she was here.
Oh, that is a beautiful meaning.
And it is also a polite title for a young woman or an unmarried woman. Hello, miss.
So for you, the listener, stop and think about this for a second. Look at the simple words you already know in English.
Yes, look closely at them.
They might have secret second or third meanings. You really already know more English than you think you do.
Exactly. And speaking of knowing more than you think, there is another incredible way to find English words you already know.
Yes. Let's talk about the native language bridge.
This is a great tool.
So we are getting more power out of familiar English words. But what if we could use your native language to instantly unlock hundreds of new English words?
This is incredibly powerful. We are talking about words that end in the letters T-I-O-N.
T-I-O-N. How do we say that sound in English?
In English, it sounds like shun. Shun.
Shun.
And here is the magic trick. Words that end in T-I-O-N in English sound almost exactly the same across many European and South American languages.
Really? Like which languages?
Like Spanish, German, Italian, Portuguese, and many more.
So instead of giving you a huge list of difficult words, let's just look at a few simple ones. Take the word motivation.
Right. If you speak a language like Spanish or German, you probably know exactly what motivation means.
Because it sounds the same?
Yes. In your language, it probably sounds very similar. In English, it is just motivation.
What about profession? Like your job?
Yeah. Profession.
Or ambition, like wanting to achieve big things?
Exactly. Ambition. There are so many. Dissertation, portion.
Portion. Yeah.
Intonation, convention.
Yeah. Wait. Is it really that simple?
Yes, it is.
I do not need to learn a completely new word. I just say the word from my own language, but I put on a slightly different English accent.
It really is that simple. Let me explain why this works.
Please do.
This happens because of shared language roots. Many hundreds of years ago, different languages borrowed words from the exact same ancient Latin or Greek words.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they grew up from the same seed.
So they are basically cousin words.
Exactly, cousin words. So, for our listener, I encourage you to simply write down a list of words ending in ferritation that you already know in your own language.
That is a great homework assignment.
Then just say them with that English shun sound. It will feel like magic. You can instantly claim 50 new words in 5 minutes.
That is such a huge confidence boost. But it doesn't stop with T-I-O-N words, does it? There are other words we can borrow.
Yes, definitely. We call these international words.
International words.
These are words that require almost zero translation. They exist in almost every language around the world.
Give us some examples. Words like aquarium.
Yes. An aquarium is a glass box where fish live. In Russian, it is akvarium. It is the exact same word.
The exact same.
Here are more examples. Antidepressant, Avocado.
Oh, I love avocado.
Caramel. Cocktail. Scandal. Organism.
Avocado, caramel, cocktail, scandal, organism. These are great words.
They really are.
And I love that I do not have to study them with boring flashcards. I just have to say them with an American or British sound.
Exactly. You already know them. This is free vocabulary. Claim them as your English words today.
Okay, so finding words that sound similar in your native language is a superpower. It is fast and easy.
It is very fast.
But we have to talk about the dark side of this trick.
Yes.
What happens when a word sounds exactly like your native language, but it is actually wearing a disguise?
The danger zone. We call these false friends.
False friends. I love that name. They look like friends, they sound like friends, but they are trying to trick you.
Exactly. False friends are words that look or sound exactly the same as words in your native language, but they mean something completely different in English.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Because if you are not careful, this can cause some very funny or, well, very embarrassing situations.
Yes, very embarrassing.
Let's talk about the word eventually.
This is a classic false friend trap, especially for German speakers.
Okay, why?
In English, the word eventually means in the end or after a long time. For example, it rained all day, but eventually the sun came out.
Okay, so eventually means in the end. It means something will definitely happen just later.
Right. But in German, there is a word that sounds almost exactly the same, eventuell.
Eventual. Sounds like eventually.
Yes, but in German, it does not mean in the end. It means perhaps or maybe.
Oh, no. That is a huge difference.
It is a very big difference.
If I say I will eventually pay you, in English it means I will definitely give you the money later.
Right?
But if a German speaker hears it, they might think I'm saying, maybe I will pay you, maybe I won't.
Yes. You can see how that would make someone very angry. It can be very embarrassing.
Let's look at another big false friend. The word actual. A-C-T-U-A-L.
Actual, yes. In English, actual means current or happening right now. My actual job, my actual house.
Okay, current. Right now.
But in Spanish, the word actualmente looks very similar. However, in Spanish, it means real, not current.
Wait, let me make sure I understand. If actual means current in English, how do I say the Spanish version of actual in English? Like if I want to say something is real, what word do I use?
You would just use the word real or true. And if you want to use the English word actual, you use it to talk about right now.
Wow. They are very sneaky. You really cannot always guess.
No, you cannot. If we connect this to the bigger picture, this is why double checking is so important.
Double checking?
Using your native language is a great tool. It gives you a lot of free words. But assuming every word is the same can lead to funny or embarrassing misunderstandings.
So what should we do?
When a word sounds exactly like your language, always double check it in a dictionary just once to be safe.
Okay, so we know how to get two meanings from one word. We know how to borrow words from our native language. And we know how to avoid those sneaky false friends.
Yes, we are making great progress.
But what about truly new W words? Words that are completely strange, that do not sound like our language at all. How do we memorize those without just reading a boring dictionary?
We use images. We use pictures.
Oh, the Google Images trick. I love this one so much.
It is the best. When you learn a new word, do not just look at the black text on a white page in a dictionary.
Black text is boring.
Exactly. Open Google on your phone or computer, type the word, and click on images. Pictures are powerful. They remind us of characters or pop culture or movies we have seen.
Let's use an example. The word spear. S-P-E-A-R.
Okay, a spear is a long weapon. It is a big stick with a sharp point at the end. People used them in ancient times.
A spear.
Now, the word spear might be hard to remember. It does not sound like anything special. But what famous pop star has this word in her name?
Britney Spears.
Exactly. If you picture the singer Britney Spears holding a giant, sharp weapon, you will never, ever forget the word spear.
That is so fun. You are basically turning your brain into a Google image search.
You are.
Let's do another one. What about the word beetle? B-E-E-T-L-E.
A beetle is a small flying bug. It has a hard shell. Again, beetle can be hard to remember.
Yeah, it is a strange word.
But if you search for it on Google Images, you will see the little bug, sure.
Right.
But you will also see a famous car, the Volkswagen New Beetle.
Oh, the famous bright round car. Looks just like a bug.
Yes. In the source material we are using today, Marina Mogilko talks about a specific memory she uses.
Oh, what is the memory?
When she was 10 years old, she played a computer game. In the game, you drive fast. The police cars are chasing you through the city of Chicago.
Oh, a racing game.
And she was driving that exact car, the Volkswagen New Beetle.
So every time she hears the word beetle, she doesn't just try to translate the word bug in her head.
Right.
She remembers the feeling of the fun computer game, the police cars, and the bright round car.
Exactly. Let me explain how this works in your mind. Your brain is like a dense, dark forest.
A dark forest, okay.
When you learn a new, boring word, it is like planting a tiny single seed. It easily gets lost in the dark. It blows away.
That makes sense.
But when you attach that new word to an existing memory, like a famous pop star or a fun video game you played as a child, you are attaching that new word to a massive, thick tree with deep roots.
Oh, wow.
The brain uses that strong old memory to hold on to the new one.
That makes perfect sense. The brain loves visual anchors. Let's do one more picture trick.
Okay, let's do it.
The word gosling. Gosling. What is a gosling?
A gosling is a baby goose, a little yellow water bird.
Okay, how do I build a strong tree for a baby bird?
You think of the famous Hollywood actor Ryan Gosling?
Oh my goodness.
Just close your eyes and picture the handsome actor Ryan Gosling, but as a tiny baby bird with fluffy yellow feathers walking around.
That is hilarious. I am picturing Ryan Gosling as a baby bird right now. It is so silly, but I will absolutely never forget the word gosling again.
And that is the point. Make your learning fun, make it visual, make it silly. Your brain loves silly pictures.
Okay, so we have mastered literal words. We have mastered using pictures. But sometimes words team up.
Yes, they do.
They join together and change their meaning completely.
Yes. This is a very important step. We're talking about hidden meanings in plain sight. We are talking about idioms.
Idioms. An idiom is when every day without feeling afraid.
We need to use what we call the safety net.
A safety net. Like for a circus acrobat.
Exactly. A net catches you when you fall. It makes you feel safe.
How does a safety net work with vocabulary?
Here is a very powerful statistic. If you take the 100 most commonly used words in English, just 100 simple words, they make up 50% of all written English.
Wait, let me make sure I understand this. 50%.
Yes, 50%.
If I read a book in English, every second word I read is from that tiny list of 100 words.
Yes, half of everything written in English comes from a tiny list. Because these words are the glue of the language. They hold everything else together.
What kind of words?
Words like I, me, thee, and, but, her, female, government, because. Very simple, common words.
That is mind-blowing. Just 100 words.
If you learn those 100 words perfectly, you build your safety net. You will feel relaxed. You will feel safe when you form your speech because you know you already possess 50% of the language you need.
Okay, but how do I actually use this? I don't want to just listen to this and forget it. I want to take action.
You do not need to guess what these words are. After you finish listening today, open your computer. Search online for the 100 most common English words.
Okay, search for the list.
Print that list out on a piece of paper. Stick it on your refrigerator. Stick it on your bedroom wall. If you master that one piece of paper, you have conquered half the English language.
That is so actionable. Print it out today. And there's one more way to take immediate action right now.
Yes. When you learn a new phrase, do not just write it in a notebook and close the book. Use it straight away.
Use it immediately.
Yes. Physical action builds that strong tree in your brain.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Earlier we learned the idiom, I'm all ears, meaning I am listening carefully.
Yes, we did.
The best way to memorize this is to physically train your brain to use it. You can leave a comment on this deep dive right now. Just type, I was all ears.
This raises an important question. Are you going to just listen or are you going to practice? Type, I was all ears in the comments. It proves you learned it, and it locks it into your memory forever. Knowledge is only valuable when you actually apply it.
Okay, let's quickly review our incredible journey today.
Let's do it.
We learned how to be efficient by turning one word into two, like milk is a drink, and to milk is an action.
Yes.
We learned the seguation trick to easily borrow words from our native languages. We learned to watch out for sneaky false friends, like eventually and actual.
Very important.
We pictured Ryan Gosling as a baby goose to remember new words. We learned that being all ears means listening carefully. And finally, we learned how to build a 100-word safety net.
It has been a fantastic exploration of how to make learning English easier and much more fun.
It really has.
I want to leave you, the listener, with a final thought to ponder today. If just 100 words make up 50% of everything written in English, imagine how much power you already hold just by listening to this deep dive today.
So much power.
You are doing great. What other hidden patterns are sitting right in front of you, waiting to be noticed?
That is such a wonderful question. You hold so much power already. Don't forget to print out your 100 words and practice your new phrase today. Tell a friend, I'm all ears. Thank you so much for joining us. Keep practicing, keep spotting those patterns, and keep learning English every single day without feeling afraid.
We need to use what we call the safety net.
A safety net, like for a circus acrobat.
Exactly. A net catches you when you fall. It makes you feel safe.
How does a safety net work with vocabulary?
Here is a very powerful statistic. If you take the 100 most commonly used words in English, just 100 simple words, they make up 50% of all written English.
Wait, let me make sure I understand this. 50%.
Yes, 50%.
If I read a book in English, every second word I read is from that tiny list of 100 words.
Yes, half of everything written in English comes from a tiny list, because these words are the glue of the language. They hold everything else together.
What kind of words?
Words like I, me, thee, and, but, her, female, government, because. Very simple, common words.
That is mind-blowing. Just 100 words.
If you learn those 100 words perfectly, you build your safety net. You will feel relaxed. You will feel safe when you form your speech because you know you already possess 50% of the language you need.
Okay, but how do I actually use this? I don't want to just listen to this and forget it. I want to take action.
You do not need to guess what these words are. After you finish listening today, open your computer. Search online for the 100 most common English words.
Okay, search for the list.
Print that list out on a piece of paper. Stick it on your refrigerator. Stick it on your bedroom wall. If you master that one piece of paper, you have conquered half the English language.
That is so actionable. Print it out today. And there's one more way to take immediate action right now.
Yes. When you learn a new phrase, do not just write it in a notebook and close the book. Use it straight away.
Use it immediately.
Yes. Physical action builds that strong tree in your brain.
So what does